And welcome to That Girl Speaks. Today is Tuesday, October 21st, and this is episode 120 something. How are you? Oh my gosh, I had 2 weeks off. Oops! So I told you I might miss 1 week. I missed 2. We were shenaniganing. My hat's looking a little jauntier than I intended it to look. What is this? Why is it asymmetrically on my head? It makes me look like it's a beret. Oh, Megan. This is, before we get started, this is the Measure in Love hat, and it's a pattern by Megan of the Stockinette Zombies. There's the fancy over there. There's the fancy. And it is knit in Hazelnut's Artisan Sock. But held double. I think it's the Aquarius colorway, but I could be a giant liar. In fact, I am, but I think that is what it is. So, there. Yes, I'm having trouble. See, because it's the reverse, everything is reverse, so I keep making it more jaunty even than I intend to. Whatever. Hi, how are you? I totally missed you. What's up? It's some shenanigans. There's lots of knitting. Well, there's not like crazy amounts of knitting, but there's quite a bit of knitting. There's no spinning at all. 0 zil. I don't think I've touched my wheel in a month. Must remedy that soon. I don't know what my problem is. But I think what we'll do today is we have a prize to give away, and then we will do the knitting, and then we will do the shenanigans, because I might run off a bit at the mouth. What? I know. Shocker. So I think that's what we'll do today. Housekeeping wise, we have the Vertebrae KAL. It's still going on. It runs through the end of October. And we have some lovely prizes for that, which I will announce during probably the first, yes, it'll be the first podcast of November, so get those in. There are lots out there. Yay! You should go check it out, even if you don't want to make one, because there's lots of good stripy versions. Don't you love a stripy? Because was it the Minerva turkey? I believe it was the Minerva turkey of the golden sweater goodness. I believe the Minerva turkey referred to the vertebra, the mama vertebra, or whatever, which one. You can make it as crazy as you wanted, because there's so much less crazy of it. It's just the crazy in the back. She's like, it's the mullet of the sweater world. It's business in the front and a party in the back. We have such good viewers, people. Such good viewers. Anyway. So that's housekeeping. Let's do a prize. So, extended beyond the intended window. It doesn't hurt you, right? That's good. We have this lovely skein of yarn from Indie String. Oh, I forgot to... That was a fail. I finished my mitts, but they're in my purse, which is way over there. So I'll try to remember to show you them next time. I like them quite a lot. They're in my purse because they are being used. That's a good thing. But, oh, they're over there. So, here's the one that she gave you, though. And this is her Imp Superior Worsted. It's 100% Falkland. And it is very springy and good. Made very good mitts. It's 200 yards. And this is the Silence colorway. So, I did the random number generator. I believe we had 200 to 234. Let me look. Let me get out of Audible. Because Audible likes to be on my pod. Because when I'm sewing bags, that's what I do. Okay, yes. So the random number... Oh, I touched it. Oh! But I did take a picture of it. So the random number generator, I believe, was from 2, because my, of course, was the first, to 234. I took a picture just in case you thought I would cheat. If you think I'm cheating, just don't watch, though. I don't want that kind of negativity. But here it is. If you are entry number 203, you're the winner. Are you the winner? You are, in fact, the winner if you are JAS 330, JAS 330, who is Jasmine from Tacoma. She loves the Francis colorway, which is like a pink and purpley one. And she says she would knit the Emma tunic because she has lots of babies. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I have no girl babies to knit for. Oh, I didn't bring that over either. I'm an epic fail. I have a baby thing I'm knitting on too. Totally didn't bring it over. Okay, I'm going to pause for just, okay, wait, no, I'm going to finish this. Can you say self-diagnosed ADD? I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to go get some stuff. So, but anyway, Jasmine says she might knit the Emma pullover, which is pretty, the Emma tunic, excuse me, which is terribly stinking cute. Have you seen that thing? Okay, but I'm trying to show you, but okay, this is the one that got me because, hi, it's got a sheep on it. What? How cute is that? Okay, so I'm going to pause for a second. I'll be right back. So I'm back. And Jasmine, I forgot to tell you that if you could just please PM me on Ravelry, and then you can let me know what your actual human name is and your actual human address, where you can have things sent to your humanness. So yay! Okay. Now, okay, let's just get into it, people. But yay, thank you, Indie String. That's waiting for you. Okay. Finished objects. I finished my Hundertwasser. I love to say faux German. Well, this is not faux German. I love to say the Germanic words in the most ridiculous way because my people are Germanic. So Van Winkle, come on, Van Winkle. I feel like I can own it. Anyway, these are from Opal sock yarn. They're the Hundertwasser. It's Hundertwasser, right? That's how you actually say it. Not Hundertwasser. Anyway. This is their colorway. I can't remember the name of it. Well, I don't know the name of it, but I can't even remember the number. But I'm pretty sure I have it in the show notes. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't know for sure these, but I think I do. But aren't they so fun? I'm so excited because I think one of them, I will not even lie to you, I'm already like, Christmas sock yarn. It's not even Halloween. I'm worse than Target. It's true. But what's happening is I'm gearing up to start sewing Christmas bags. And I love the holidays, so come on. So I'm already like, oh, one of the colorways that has a white in it does kind of look holiday-tastic. I'm so excited. Plus I have that great self-striping I got from Kirby Warby, which is not really a holiday one, but could be. It's got red and green in it. So yay. But these are very cute. It's been very hard not to wear them, people. But I had to keep them on the blockers. They've been done for 2 weeks almost. So ridiculous. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so finished object number 2 is something you haven't even seen me work on. I made this little hat. I know it's not really helpful to you because it's just, I just made it. But this is my Handspun. This is from Into the World. I'll get into that later. This is from Into the World, and this is the 11th Hour colorway. I feel like it's BFL. I'm pretty sure it's BFL. So didn't that turn out cute? I just made up a pattern. It was like sportish weight. So mine, I did 120 stitches. I did 2 inches of ribbing, 3 inches of ribbing. And then I knit until it was 11 inches long. And then I did crazy fast decreases because sometimes in a Saatchi hat, I like the way that looks. Like I like how gathered it looks. So like I did a knit 1, knit 2 together around, knit around. Then I did knit 2 together around, knit around, knit 2 together around, knit around, knit 2 together around, knit 2 together around till there was like 8. And then I just did the, you know, the. So yeah, it has not been washed, but I've worn it a couple of times and that's how it looks. It's cute, right? So yay, that. This is also a really good decrease to do if like you're trying to use up all your yarn. I wasn't necessarily trying to do that, but like if you're not sure because, you know, it's very short crown. But I'll keep Megan's head on. Even though it already has thread on it. Everything in my house has thread on it. It's ridiculous. My poor husband, who was a little bit uptight about thread being on things. He likes to remove the thread from things. Oh, we're really like Mad Chef going crazy style. Okay, so last finished object. No, I should show you these. These are my Barley mitts. I had some barley soup this week. Well, not this week, since I talked to you. But these are my barley mitts. This is by Tin Can Knits, and these are, of course, my own indie string. And mine was the chipper colorway. So aren't they cute? I know you're like, that looks way too little for your hand, lady. I like a snug mitt because when they are baggy, they're useless, right? They're constantly in the way. They're falling over. This would have been a cute one, as snug it is, to make it longer and then have it to fold down, you know, like if you didn't need them in the way. Like to do like a almost mitten. But they turned out so well. And I totally knit them on 2 different size needles. Oops. So, you know, I do stuff wrong all the time. Still fine. I tried to explain that to my daughter when she was freaking out about her panda eyes being asymmetrical and her panda that she was drawing. I was like, dude, I've been knitting for 15 years? Longer than that. Oh my gosh, is it almost 20 years? Okay, I'm not even going to do the math because that's scary. But anyway, I've been knitting for a very long time. Totally knit my mittens on 2 different size needles. It's fine. Still works. Still works just fine. But what was I saying? I almost got on a tangent about something and I shut myself down. Oh, my barley soup. So disappointed. I went to like I got the fancy chuck roast from the fancy, like, not like the grass-fed one. So, you know, it costs like, you know, a gajillion dollars. Trying to be a good, responsible human. So I was like, well, and it was quite a bit of, you know, I got enough to make, so I'm going to make my barley soup, my beef barley soup, and it's going to be so delicious with its carrots and its celery and its autumnally goodness with some bread. It was going to be so good. It's going to be so good. And it was so good. Except that I put way too much barley in it. You knew that was going to come, didn't you? I put so much barley in it that the next day, it was kind of like beef barley pudding, which is really not what I was going for. I think I froze a bunch of it. I'm pretty sure I can dilute it with maybe some beef stock and that it'll be okay again. Instead, it's like beef tapioca pudding. Oh, disappointed. It was excellent the first night. But then, if you don't know this about barley, it just continues to absorb the liquid and gets bigger and bigger. So you have like barley bubble tea with beef in it. It's not what you want at all. Anyway, so barley mitts, Tin Can Knits, free pattern. Okay, next thing to show you that's done. Whatever, people. I finished, now I have to look up who did this pattern because I do not remember. In my ridiculous Germanic insanity, I finished my Drachenfels. I finished my shawl, and that pattern is by, if you can wait a moment for my technology. What are you doing, technology? Don't mess me up, technology. Okay, and that pattern is by, wait for it, Melanie Berg. Pattern looks something like that. It's a very fun pattern. I made mine with the Woolen Rabbits Emma base, which is a Polar Silk DK. The pattern calls for sport. Mine is in the Arabian Nights. Gray Goose is the gray. And the Man Cave Blue is the blue. Now this shawl was not terribly big until I blocked it. And now it's gigantic. I did not in any way pin it out. I just laid it flat, but still, you know, it's garter stitch DK. So let's just, you know, we'll take the tour of the shawl. I'm lifting. Can you tell that? Can you see how tall it is? Okay, there we go. And we're still not done. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So if you're a tiny person, this is a big shawl. Now again, mine is in DK. But I still just used the 3 skeins, not the whole 3 skeins. But anyway, But I'm actually pleased with it because before I blocked it, it was kind of an awkward size. Like it was just, it was like not enough to be a big shawl, but it was too big for a small shawl. You know that feeling that you get? Now this is not nearly as cute as it could be because I'm all trying to do it on camera. I did zing it up the other day and wore it, and it was very fancy. But you can see I'm a rather large woman. And it's very large. See? Woo! But I totally dig it. Now, I'm not so sure about the color combination. I don't hate the color combination anyway. But I may be shopping for another one. Maybe, definitely, I already have. So this may be a Christmas gift for somebody. I don't know. I may definitely have already shopped for another one. I didn't go to Rhinebeck. Shush. Shush. So that's done. Yay, that. Okay, so then I actually have one more finished object, which is kind of cheaty because it's tiny. But it'll segue into works in progress. Like that. Okay. So I'm so late on this gift, by the way. I should never try to knit for babies. I'm the worst at it. I really am terrible. So my husband's niece, and I say that because she was grown when I met her, so she doesn't feel like my niece at all. Not in a bad way, just like we don't have that, you know what I mean, right? So my husband's niece, though, is having her first baby, and they are not sure if it is a boy or a girl. It's not due until the end of December. So I'm totally missed the shower. By a mile. I never think to knit for people for their babies until like the last minute. And then I'm like, oh, that's right. Dang it. So anyway, but so again, then there was the quandary of it's a child of unknown gender. So like, what do I decide to do? I really fell in love with this pattern. Again, I do not knit for babies. I'm a bad person. But this child's mother, my sister-in-law, I think would kind of appreciate this. It's their first grandchild. And they are not in need of things. So I'm happy to give a case of diapers. That's my favorite go-to gift or two. But these people don't really, they're not going to be in need of that as much. So I'm just trying to bide time while I try to find the silly thing. I fell in love with this little sweater, but it has a picot hem. And it's that Malia's fault because she was talking about doing a picot hem on something. And then I was like, oh, that's right. Those are fun. I totally want to do something with a picot hem. And I should have looked up how to pronounce this before I did, but I did not. I do not speak French in any way. But it's the Semi de Printemps? I have no idea. But it is by Julie Partier. And it looks like this. And it's a super cute little pattern. Actually, what made me fall in love was the bonnet. And it's just a very simple little top-down raglan. Has a little bit of is it called seed stitch? I think that's called seed stitch. It's like a staggered seed stitch. Not a moss stitch, it's a seed stitch. And it's in a DK or a sport, one or the other, which I like that weight because it's not quite as bulky as a worsted, but not a fingering weight because let's not be crazy, shall we? But I really fell in love with the bonnet because the bonnet totally has the little picot hem on it. It's so cute. Again, same person, and it's called Begin de Printemps. But isn't it cute? It's a cute little pattern. But so then, ultimately though, through many a hand-wringing and all that stuff, I decided not to do the picot because that might be considered, these folks are relatively, I would have put a picot on a boy in a heartbeat. But these people might be like, of the little man, So, but here's the bonnet, isn't it cute? And I really do love a bonnet. I liked bonnets when my baby was a baby because they actually stay on. But I did just a plain hem. That was good. And I felt like this was a pretty neutral color. You know, it is blue, but you know, it's very easy to put a girl in blue. Most people will do it without even thinking twice, where they won't maybe put a boy in aqua. I don't know. People stop being so conservative. It messes up my knitting. But so this yarn is Merino Extra Fine by Schockenmeyer. It's this. It was at my LYS and it seemed appropriate. And I believe it is a DK on Ravelry. It's 131 yards for 50 grams. Let's mix up our metric and our English, shall we? So yeah. The bonnet took a little bit less than a ball. And it has little I-cord ties. Right? That's cute. Come on. And I knit the bonnet on, oh Lord. Let's see. The body of the bonnet I knit on US 2s. And I believe the hem, like the, you know, I knit on, I believe these are 1s, if I'm not mistaken. But, oh, and so here's the sweater so far. I'm to the armpit. And I need to do those tiny sleeves. So I kind of stalled out. That's cute. I'm doing the 3 to 6 month size, I think. Yeah, it's really cute though, right? Cute. So tiny. So there's that. I really need to get that finished because I fail. And it is in my lovely bag from the Joanna Spring, who is Knit Spin Farm on Etsy. Oh my gosh, she totally has some owl bags right now. It's Owlapalooza, and they're so cute. I did not buy one. You have to go buy one. I can't resist much longer. Oh, dang it. Okay, so there's that. I did that. Yeah. Oh, okay, so now let's do works in progress, shall we? Let's do. Okay, the first thing I'll show you, and I have knit one of these before, I'm knitting another foolproof cowl because I do enjoy making them. I was originally going to do something else and then was like, yeah, nope, like the foolproof. Because the other one, I'll show you what I was going to make. I was going to make this one, which is quite cute. Oh, I don't even have the name on there. Well, aren't I a simpleton? Never mind, I won't show you. But it was like a stripy, like a chevron with a, oh, here we go. It's Wavelength by Kate Ray. This is a terrible picture, but you use contrasting color for the garter portion and the stockinette portion. And it's super cute. Very cute, right? Except you knit it big circumference, like most cowls, right? It's a long one. It has multiple sizes, I think, but I would want the long one. And so you knit it in the tube. So you have like a lot of stitches, but not very much, you know, not much row height. And I had just finished my Upstairs Downstairs by the lovely Paula Emmons Feasley, and it's knit that same way. And I was like, I don't want to do that again. Not right now. I want to do something different. So I'm doing another foolproof. And the foolproof is a pattern. You think I would know this. I've knit like, what, 4 of them now? 3 of them? The foolproof is by Louise Zaz Bangham. Bangham. And it's a cowl, garter stitch, chevron-y. And I am knitting it with the Woolen Rabbits Emma. I liked it, okay. I had this one already. But anyway, the Woolen Rabbits Emma, which is again a DK 85% pullover, 15% silk. This is the pumpkin patch colorway. The foolproof is originally written, well, the pattern itself is fingering, but it can be done in any size, any weight. It's very versatile. And I wanted a squishy one. So this is pumpkin patch, and then this one is String Theory Merino DK, and it is the colorway no, not Coriolis. It's Corylus. And it's 100% merino, superwash merino. So this is what it was, and this was gifted to me by by a lovely viewer who is very generous and gifted us quite a bunch of spinning fiber, which I still need to get out to you. I know, right? I need to have some sort of spinning sal, whatever. Whew. But here it is so far. And don't say it's Charlie Brown. Shush. I already know it in my head. It's not really Charlie Brown, but it's a little Charlie Brown. But it's so autumnal. Woo! And it's squishy and gartery. So I'm just you start out like a shawl. And then if you're new to the show, you start out like a shawl, and then you do one side at a time. And then you do the other side. And then you do like an inverse shawl and make them a tube. Right. So, yay, that. So that's happening. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, but I haven't even talked about anything. I mean, shenanigans. Okay, so there's that. It's in another Joanna Spring bag. I might have a slight problem. She does the cloth ties. I love that. Drawstring. Okay, so then my last work in progress. I kept one of my own bags. Oh, who could resist? So cute. So my last work in progress is the Stroker by Isolde. Isolde Dig. So the lovely Froggy Monkey made one of these. And somebody else, did Melly Bell make one? I think so. Those Rhinebeckers. So fancy. I have to copy them. I am making mine with Bartlett yarns. I don't have my contrast colors. Just have to wait and see. I'm going to have them, but I don't have them in the bag. Oh, and this one skein, the stupid tag fell off. Are you kidding me? Here it is. I'm making mine with Bartlett yarns. And this is their worsted weight. So it's a 2-ply, 210 yards for 4 ounces. And this is the Dark Heather colorway. I love Barley yarns. I have a hat, an Elizabeth Zimmerman hat made out of this very same colorway that I have had since I was in college. And it's ridiculous. And I don't care because I love this yarn so much. It looks like this. Yay! So it's a heather and it has lots of little flecky flecks in it. Come on, camera. Focus up, yo. There we go. And it smells so sheepy. This is not a merino. It is not... It's like wool, okay? I would say it's a medium wool. I don't think it's scratchy, but you know, I'm me. So if you're a delicate flower, it's scratchy. If you camp, it's not. Yeah, it's just like medium. I don't know how to, I mean, that's how I feel about it. It's softer than like a piece fleece, probably. Okay, so am I in the little rogues? That'd be super exciting for you. Nope. My fancy little doohickey that Malia gave me. And that's, of course, Malia of the Yarn Raising podcast. And I apologize, we don't know an online source for these things yet. But they're amazing. Pretty sure if you're handy, you could just like find this at a hardware store. I don't even know what this is. And then this seems like very much like it's just a large gauge knitting needle with the ends chopped off. If you have somebody handy in your life, or you are in fact yourself quite handy, you could maybe even just make that. Right? That could be like a thing that goes on the foot of a chair or something. You know, like a stool or something. I don't know. It's just not very exciting. I mean, hi. I have this. It's bottom up. Whee! It's a thing. But I am enjoying it quite a lot. Not going super fast on it, but I just, because I had to smell it a lot, it kind of slows down on my time. Sheepy. So yay that. I will be doing butt darts, which is just waist shaping. But I like to call them butt darts. Because they're bust darts and butt darts, right? But it's technically just waist shaping a la Amy Herzog. So I will be doing that. And other than that, I don't... Oh, mine will be short sleeve because I love the worsted weight short sleeve sweater now. It's like my favorite. It's so fun. Because again, it's so much more fast. It's so much more fast. Whatever. It's so much faster to knit the worsted weight sweater, but then a full sleeve worsted sweater is way too hot for me for anything but like the depths of winter when I'm going to be outside for multiple hours. So I have to put these needles back just a second. So it's a good alternative to that. And again, there's no pilling because this is my high pill area is arm to side. Not that my sweaters don't pill in any other place, but that's the most worn area. So you don't have to worry about your sleeve fitting right, the right length. It's a win-win basically. So now, I feel like I should be working on something. But so now we should just chat for a minute. Would you like to chat for a minute? I think that's all we have to talk about that is actually knitting-y related. Except Rhinebeck. I didn't go this year, but I want to say a sincere thank you. This is my sincere face. Are you reading it? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I want to say a sincere thank you to all of the Instagram folks who blessed us with co-vacationing with them. Thank you. It was so awesome to get to see everybody's pictures of Rhinebeck, even though I wasn't there. That's awesome. Yay. So yay for you. Thank you. Maybe next year. I hope. I don't know. It's kind of extravagant, but oh, it looks so fun. Anyway, so what else did I do? Fall break happened. Indiana, all of Indiana, I think, is on full year calendar, which means our kids get a 2-week break for fall, for winter, and for spring. So between their, that's not even really right. But anyway, they get 2 weeks off during those times. They have a shorter summer break. Sorry, I just found something random and I'm like, what is that? So we had 2 weeks off for fall break, and so we did lots of shenaniganing. It rained quite a lot. Uncooperative weather. But now that I look back on it, we did actually do quite a lot, even though there was rain. So go us. What was the first thing that we did? Oh, we went to the Children's Museum. I actually hate the Children's Museum. I'm not going to lie to you. Every time we go, I'm very angry that I have to pay to get in because, quite frankly, I am only there as a chaperone. I do not enjoy it. I know, right? I'm a terrible person. But it's so loud, and it's all indoors, and there's a million, chillion, gajillion children, and it's just like, it's like you're in a chute of chaos. Like you just feel like you're being like, you're like in a water slide of chaos. It's terrible. I do not like it at all. And to be honest with you, my kid likes it, but even she gets really stressed out about it, which does not help me at all, because I'm really like in my head like, oh, you should be having the best time ever because I hate that. You know what I mean? Bad person, selfish, it's terrible. But anyway, we did go, and I did get to see the some of the terracotta warriors. I think they said it's the only place they're being exhibited this year. So the terracotta warriors from China, from the first emperor of China, you know those? Like the 8,000 life-size terracotta warriors where none of them have the same face. You know those? I actually got to see some of them. My husband's like, did you touch them? I'm like they're going to let us touch these 3,000-year-old ceramic things. No, I did not touch the written glass. But they were awesome. They were very, very cool. So that was pretty cool. And again, there is lots of, there's cool stuff that happens in the Science Museum, the Children's Museum. Sorry. I don't want to just like discount. It's a great place. It's continuously ranked one of like the best children's museums in the country, etc., etc., blah, 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 blah. I think it's just the inside with all of the loudness that really just, because the zoo can be crowded but it's outside, so the sound is diffused, you know, unlike inside all those people. A little bit of crowd anxiety. But anyway, so we did that, and then what else did we do? Oh, that week we also went to Conner Prairie. If you're new to the show, you've not heard me wax philosophical about Conner Prairie. It is a living history museum, right? That's what we call those things. Like the end of the 1800s. I think it's like 1860 something is the time period. Am I lying? I just made that up. Anyway, it's that time period. So there's like an actual like small town set up with reenactors who are in period appropriate costume, who are in period appropriate character. And then there are also lots of staff that are not in character, that are just humans working there. Reenactors freak me out. I've already told you this before if you're new. This is one of my weird kryptonites. Reenactors freak me out. It's a stupid thing I have. But the cool thing about Conner Prairie is, well, A, it's just cool. I'm very like, in my fantasy land, I live when there's no electricity. I could live off the grid. In my fantasy land, fantasy, purely. Faced with my first, 4 a.m., 20 degree below zero run to the outhouse, I would be like, never mind, I'm sure, But anyway, the best thing, the most loveliest thing I like about the Conner Prairie is not actually the village that is the town or whatever. There's also like a Civil War area now. But I like the barn. They have lots of farm animals. They have so many sheep therapists. And they have this gentleman who works there who I've told my husband, I'm just being straight up with you, dear, but he's my secret boyfriend. He does not know he's my boyfriend. I'm sure he would be horrified if he knew that you were my boyfriend, but he's totally my boyfriend. I am terrible at guessing ages, but I would guess that he is in his early 60s. Like, he's probably retired from a normal 9-to-5 kind of, or whatever, and this is probably like his second career, I'm guessing. I could be totally wrong. But he's like the animal husbandrist. He's the guy who takes care of the animals. I love him. Joanna, they very, very rarely feed any of their animals corn, or grain. So, right? He's very conscious of the grain consumption. Just saying. But anyway, I love him. And he talked to me about the sheep, and he always gets really excited. He does not remember me, but he gets excited when anybody is actually knows more than that's a goat and that's a sheep. He gets very excited to talk to you, which makes me so happy. So we were talking about the different, they have a border Leicester. No, they have a Leicester long wool, right? That was one of those super rare ones. They have a Leicester long wool, but she's black, or he's black. I didn't ask if it was a ewe or a ram. I'm thinking it's a ewe though. So she's not. Sorry, there was just a really. Oh, those are dogs. There was a really crazy noise and I didn't know what it was. It kind of sounded like a chicken was attacking my house. Anyway, it was just a dog across the street. They're tiny dogs. They're not real dogs. Anyway, so they have one of the border Leicesters, but it's not white. I guess that's the standard, that's the standard. And so it's not true to standard, but they keep it because it's a very rare breed. And they have some Tunis. And what else did they have? They had another breed, and I think they were just Leicesters. No, they had Dorset horns. That's right. They had Dorset horns. Or horned Dorsets. One or the other. They're both the same thing, but one is the English way of saying it. One of them is the American way of saying it. But so yes. And they had some lambs, of course, because even though it's not truly lambing season, because they are a museum, they try to keep their ewes lambing longer, instead of having them all lamb at once, so that they can have lambs for the visitors and things like that. What else was there? Oh, there were baby pigs. Oh my gosh. We went, of course, into the textile building because I love that too. And they have all of the natural dyeing, which is gorgeous. And of course, it was kind of chilly that day, and they had a fire going, and they were boiling something on the fire in a dye pot. They have a big walking wheel. Right. I love it there in a seriously weird way. Not gonna lie to you. The kid made a candle. I'm just reviewing our vacation. The kid made a candle. She played an insanely long time with all of the prairie toys in terms of the hoop and the stick. So there's the big wooden hoop and the stick that you beat it and you run after it with. There's also the smaller metal hoop, and then you kind of have like a little T-shaped thing that you kind of push it along with. Really, she could have been there for like an hour and a half and not even blinked. She was, oh my gosh, just wants me to give her a different life than I have. It's gonna make me really sad and tear up, but I gotta not do that. Anyway, I'm ruining my child. Anyway, but there was lots of good stuff. It was all good all the time. Then what else did we do? Oh, and then my favoriteest part. I know, right? Could it get better than Connor Prairie? Why, yes, it could, and this is how. Then my favoriteest part, we went to visit my mama, who lives in Cincinnati. Well, my mama and her husband, who live in Cincinnati. And we got to go. It was so rainy. I was so afraid we weren't going to go. But we got to spend a few hours in between rainstorms at the Cincinnati Nature Center. I love you, Cincinnati Nature Center. They've made it so much fancier than when I was a kid. But I loved to go there when I was younger. Like, I seriously hearted it with a great big heart. Seriously. So now that I think fancy, like, natural, like, play area thing that's really rad. Oh, it's so cool. It's basically, it looks just like the rest. Cincinnati Nature Center is a nature preserve. It looks like anything in a park, like a wooded park, nature park. But what the difference is that it's actually gated off. So if you have a toddler, you can feasibly let them, they can run and be a little bit mischievous because they're in the, I mean, you can't just be crazy, but you know what I mean. You have a slight sense of security that they're not going to just run off and be lost forever. But they have this great, I mean, it's just this great, there's like a creek that's through there. It's artificial, but still it's cool because it's like a little waterfall area that the kids can play and splash in. And, you know, it's got like different rock structures that they can climb on. And it's got like areas where they have like just a bunch of fallen logs and branches where they can build forts and things. I heard it. Big puppy pink hearts. So that's cool. Even though my kid is now 7, almost 8, she still digs it quite a lot. And so it's really nice there. And then there are trails that you can hike on. And we may have gone to the gift shop. I know, right? But it was so awesome. Because they had the most insane collection of Charlie Harper stuff ever, ever, ever in your whole face. Charlie Harper is a Cincinnati, well, he's not from Cincinnati. Where is he from? I'm not going to pretend to know. But he lived in Cincinnati. A lot of his working career was in Cincinnati. And he did do benefit art for places like the Nature Center. So they have a tie to him. And so now they have a lot of the Charlie Harper merchandise that's available. They had like every puzzle ever. They had pottery tiles, which were not by Rookwood Pottery. That would have been super awesome, but I don't think they were by Rookwood. But anyway, just like everything. Crazy. Tea towel. Would you like a Charlie Harper tea towel? Of course you would. They have it. I bought a puzzle. I did go crazy. But anyway, so I had it super excited. And then I was so fancy. One of the fellows who was working in the Nature Center, like one of the naturalists, they were working on a new display that was about growth rings and trees and things like that. So they asked me if I would review the display and do the survey afterwards. So I totally got to have input on a display, the Nature Center. That was so fun. Usually I'm terrible at that kind of stuff, but this time I actually had something to say and I felt very proud of myself. I was like, oh, well, I think you should do this and this, and I think that would be very informative. And I was like, oh, I'm so fancy. So if you ever go to the Nature Center and you see the growth rings display, I didn't do anything, but I made comments about it. So anyway, it was awesome. We did some other stuff. Oh, we went apple picking again, because I'm crazy. The orchard was pretty much picked out. They only had Golden Delicious and Jonathan's to pick. We picked some Golden Delicious. We picked way more than we need. But whatever. It's so enjoyable. Right? Even if I paid $18 for a bag of fertilizer, it's okay. We won't. We'll use them up. But so they had lots of stuff in that were already picked. I think what was happening, we were having all that rain and we were having a lot of high winds, and I think they were afraid of having a lot of deadfalls. That's not what they're called in apples, are they? It's like a tree thing. Whatever, you know, when the apples just fall off the tree because they're ripe enough and the wind blows, and that's a loss then. They can use them in seconds as they get to them quickly enough, but anyway. But so, what did we try? What was it? Stamen wine saps. Those are so delicious. I bought some of those. They're very good, I can help it. And then the next day we went to Waterman's Farm for their fall festival, which is our annual tradition with friends that we do. And that was wonderful as usual. There's a giant haystack of hay that the kids all climb on, which is super awesome. They have like the bungee thing, which my kids loves, which is like the bars with the bungee cords and the harness, and then they jump on a trampoline. She looks forward to it all year long. Kid loves a bungee. So yeah, basically, lots of good stuff happened. I have not been knitting. I mean, that looked like a lot of knitting because it's like 3 weeks worth of knitting, right? I've not been knitting as much. I've obviously not touched my spinning wheel, so I need to get back in the groove. But shop update wise, I'm toying with the idea of doing an update every Friday in November. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I kind of want to do that because I have lots of holiday fabrics, and unlike my traditional, like when I do the decorator quality, I do like a very large, I do a large quantity of them, so there's just maybe 6 pieces to put up. With the Christmas fabrics and the holiday fabrics, there will be fewer bags of more fabrics. So I'm afraid it'll get really chaotic if I try to do them in 2 big uploads. So I might do an update every Friday in November. We'll see. We'll see if that works. I don't know. I may have gone a little crazy on the holiday fabric. It was all so pretty I couldn't have it. It looked fun to do. I'm weak. What can I say? But so I'm looking forward to that. I'm getting in the holiday spirit. Yay. I think that's all though. You're like, thank goodness, because that was a lot of you talking. So yeah, I plan on seeing you next week. I hope you have a lovely week. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.